Okay, once again, folks, welcome to VaporLegacy.com, Vapor Legacy TV here. In this tutorial, in this video, what we'll show you next is how to maintain and also use and understand your Vapor Legacy USB pass-through battery. So you'll notice I have a Q-tip here, and this is just for demonstration purposes in a little bit. I got my USB charger that comes with any of our starter kits and also sold separately, or you may actually already have one laying around the house that may work with this. But again, just to show you the basics of how the battery works. So here we have our traditional USB pass-through battery. It's already on. What I'm going to do is shut it off here for the purposes of the demonstration, starting fresh. So starting with your battery, number one thing you got to remember is that it does turn on and off. It does have an auto shut off. This is so that if it's in your pocket and the button is held down and you don't even know it, turns off, won't overheat the battery. You won't have a broken battery just because you didn't notice it was on in your pocket. Other thing, once you turn it on, all you have to do, in order to turn it on, in other words, is to click the button 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And we have our battery. And you'll notice one of the things that we chose when we found our battery is to have a battery with a light indicator. Most of these types of 510 batteries have one colored light, whether it's blue, pink, red. And with ours, you'll notice that there's 3 colors. There's green, pink, and red. And that is to indicate the level of battery and life of battery you have left, which for me is a big deal. You don't want to be left with no working battery because, of course, if you are using nicotine, that could cause some issues, maybe some grumpiness even. So to always have a working battery is important. You'll notice here this battery is pink, which typically means it's at a midway level, halfway level. When it's red, it's close to dying. When it's green, you're fully charged. And for me, in my experience, I've had a battery go for 2 days, but of course when it starts to get into the red, you'll notice that the strength of the hit isn't as strong, and that's because the voltage that is passing through your battery is also not as strong. So always want to keep a fully charged battery. I plug mine in right before I go to bed, along with my iPhone, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm good to go for the whole day. But you could also, in some cases I forget before I go to bed and I plug it in at work at my computer, which you can do as well with this USB pass-through. And that's the beauty of the USB pass-through, as well as the indicating lights that let you know what you got left. And if you ever want to turn it off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should do it, and you got the 3 flashes and you're off. If you're not using it, then you're not using battery, basically, is how it works. So even though it has an on and off feature, I personally leave mine on all the time, because if I'm not pushing the button, I'm not draining battery. Now, how do we charge this thing? Here on the other end, you have this little disc, and it does screw right off. And you could put this aside. I typically leave it next to wherever my battery is charging so I don't lose it. And you could take your USB and plug it right in. Now, one thing you'll notice is that you have a red light when you're charging it. Now, this red light stays on, but when the charge is complete and full, the light will turn off, letting you know that you are fully charged. Another great feature about our battery, in my personal opinion. It's one thing we were looking for. How do you know that your battery's done charging if you don't have a light indicating that it is? And to me, that's very important. So this light will stay on through the process of the charging, and it will turn off when the charge is complete. So that's a big deal. We'll leave that plugged in. Now, if you wanted to, you are able to use this battery while it's plugged in. You could take vape hits. You just screw your tank on, and if you needed to, you don't have to wait until it's done. You'll still get a good, clear vape hit when the battery is plugged in and charging, and it'll still take care of the job and still get a full, complete charge. So that's something you can do if you're a little impatient, you don't have another battery, or you just want to take a little flavor hit. You can do that while it's still charging. So that's important to know as well. Now, at the end of the day, the purpose of the Q-tip is simply because, just like with anything that gets used a lot, it gets dirty, and you want to maintain it. Now, you don't have to go along the whole battery. Of course, that's kind of silly here. What it's mainly for is right here, where it makes contact with your tank. I like to just go in here with a Q-tip, make sure that it stays clean, and I have noticed a huge difference when I clean it. Now, in this case, this is a brand new battery, so hasn't been used that often, and it's real clean. So no issues here. But I like doing this because I notice a difference with my hits when I clean it and get, it just gets dirt and grease and grime from the everyday use. And by cleaning it there with a Q-tip, no liquid necessary, just a dry Q-tip, gives you a nice strong clean hit. And you will notice a difference after a couple weeks of using this every day all the time. By cleaning it out with this Q-tip, it'll just keep everything nice and clean, and you'll notice you'll be making great contact with the atomizer tank and the battery, so you get nice strong clean vape hits. Any other questions, of course, you could always contact us by email or by phone, and we'll be more than happy to help you. There's just a basic tutorial on how to maintain your battery and how to use it. Of course, when taking the hit, you just hold down the button, and if you hold it down for more than 10 seconds, which I'll do here for the purposes of demonstration, it will automatically shut off and start blinking because you don't want to be burning out the battery, so it shuts off automatically, and then you could just get back to it. So hopefully you don't need to hold it down for 10 seconds to get the kind of hit that you want, but that feature is there for your protection and to make your battery last longer. Again, from all of us here at VaporLegacy.com, we appreciate you watching Vapor Legacy TV, and any questions, shoot us an email or give us a call.